So don't forget to follow me on Instagram, High Carb Health. Hit the follow button and click on the green H to see what I get up to. What I eat, what I do, it's all here. You can follow me on what I eat as well. So check it out, guys.
So it's been a year now since I started the healing program, and I don't have any issues, any symptoms of disease or anything. So it's actually, I feel much better than even before I had colitis. And what was really exciting for me to see is how much more energy I have.
Hello everyone, welcome to another video, and today we've got another question and answer with a healed client, joined by Judy. Thanks for joining me today.
Hi everyone, happy to answer some questions today and just share my experience with you.
Fantastic. Now, Judy worked with us for 6 months on the Colitis and Crohn's recovery program, and she has been healed now for just over a year, which is really exciting. Healed and symptom-free and medication-free. And, you know, Judy's been doing some really good stuff. She's sharing her story and trying to help other people, you know, through her Instagram channel. And so if you haven't followed Judy, please do so. Her Instagram is PlantMadeJudy, and I'll put a link in the description below. So, you know, go and check out what she's been up to and what she's eating and what she's doing, and, you know, living a life after colitis. And it's obviously very exciting, you know, with Shamiz and I having worked with her to heal, to see her enjoying her life now. So Judy has been kind enough to join me and answer some questions. So we posted on Instagram, and quite a few of you responded and asked some questions for Judy and me. So, you know, we're going to get started. But before we do, if we didn't get to your question, I'm sorry. There's only so much time we have. But also, if you want to make sure that you get a question answered for the next time we do one of these videos, please make sure you ask a question in the comments below, and we'll try and get to that. All right, so Judy has the first question that we're going to answer, so I'll get you to read it out and we can kind of discuss the answer to that.
Okay, sure. So, one of the questions that was out there is how I started the healing, and whether I started this on my own. Let me give you some insights on how I got into the self-healing of colitis. In the beginning, I read a lot about healing and different methods of healing colitis, and I started eating vegan some time before I started the program with High Carb Health already. But I wasn't sure. I didn't know about many of the concepts of the healing diet, and I just tried on my own. And obviously, it didn't really work because I didn't have much all of the knowledge you need. And I got into the detoxing too fast, so my symptoms kind of increased, and I didn't really know what to do in those situations because I didn't have any experience with this, and that's definitely showed me, okay, it was maybe not a good idea to just start on my own, and that there was also the moment I reached out to you guys, to High Carb Health. And that was also another question when I kind of knew I needed some support, because obviously, conventionally you just take medication and you do this on your own, and it's maybe a straightforward process. But with when it comes to self-healing, most of us are not used to it, so we're new to understand how our body reacts, and we need some guidance for this. So it was really helpful to have Shukul and Shamis to guide me through this process step by step and slowly transition me into this healing phase. And you want to be safe and sure you're doing the right thing. So that was also mentally really helpful for me to have the support and not worry about it.
Yeah, I think in terms of what you're saying, it's a question that gets asked really quite often. When should I get support? How do I know? From my point of view, it's quite I guess you have to be aware of how your body's going, but also you have to also be aware that you're dealing with quite a severe condition, and it's not easy to heal it, and to kind of understand how your body heals and what it's going through and how to transition and change different foods depending on the situation. You have to I think it's important to at least get some form of support, and it doesn't have to be with us, but just having someone who knows what you've been through and has been able to get results with other people, I think it makes a difference. I think you'd agree with that.
Yes, and it's it sounds kind of easy just to you have to eat this vegan healing diet, but then there's much more to it than just sticking to the foods. It's like understanding the process of what your body is really going through in order for you to behave in the right way and deal with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
all right.
One more question was how long my detox was, and so I started last year in February, and it took about 3 months until I didn't have any more symptoms. So until all of the toxins were pretty much released of my body and I didn't have any more diarrhea or bleedings, it all stopped. And I would say it's probably like reduced like week by week. In the beginning, I had more symptoms, and then every other week I could notice some changes. So reduction of symptoms, different detox symptoms. Like in the end, I got a really bad cold as well. So it's interesting how you can see the process that your body is going through. And also, I would say, I guess, Shukul, that is what you are also experienced with your coaching experience, that everybody takes different times to heal, and it's important to give your body the time it needs and go through it. So
definitely, I think one thing that's important when you're healing is try not to compare yourself with others. It's really easy to do, and it's quite a common thing. As humans, we like to say, okay, well, how long did it take that person, this person? But everybody has a different history, and everybody has been through a different journey, whether it be with the length of time they've had IBD for, or even the medication that they've taken. So, people have been on different types of medication, different strengths of medication. I guess from our experience, people who've been on the immunosuppressive medication take the longest. And especially if you've been having colitis or Crohn's for a long time, and then on top of that, you've also been on these immunosuppressive drugs for a long time. That's like, those are the most, I guess, cases that may take even longer. Not always the case, but, and it depends on what you've been eating during that time. There's so many variables, what your mindset is like. There's just so many variables that you can't say, I'm going to start it today and it's going to take me this many months to heal. I mean, I wish I could do that. That would be great. I could say, okay, you start this, you eat this way, and within 2 months you're going to be fine. That's not always the case. So
so
try not
I
to
guess
compare.
It's important to take it step by step and not just look, how are you doing this week and what are we changing, how are we going on, and not to think too far
That's
ahead,
right.
just are
That's
kind
right.
of in the
Yeah,
moment. It,
that's right. That's the best way to do it. Right.
yeah.
So I think you had another question there.
Yeah, so one question was what was my typical day in the healing diet, and
Mm-hmm.
obviously what I was eating. So I I was able to take some time off work, so I took more time to rest and sleep as well, which was really important for me during that time.
Mm.
And when I got up first thing in the morning, I would just drink a lot of water to flush out my system. Then I started with a juice as well to get in some nutrients, which is important if you have a lot of symptoms. And
Mm.
then I would have a smoothie in the morning. So
Mm.
this is how I would start the day. And then in the beginning of my healing diet, I had 2 cooked meals for lunch and for dinner that just consist of a lot of starchy vegetables, potatoes, carrots, zucchini, some vegetables. And then, as you go on during the healing phase and you want to increase the amount of fruits you have. So after a few weeks, I transitioned to also a smoothie or some fruits for lunch. So I had 2 fruit meals and then just only 1 cooked meal. And this is how I pretty much went on throughout
Mm.
the healing diet.
Mm.
Um, that was working for me quite well.
Yeah.
Yes. So I guess it's important to, incorporate juicing a little bit to get in some nutrients that helps to clean
Mm.
out your system. Staying hydrated is very
Mm.
important.
Mm.
In total, I drink up to around 3 liters per day. And taking rest in between, so you're helping your body to reserve energy for healing, and also getting into the right environment that is not stressing you, but just helps you to relax and restore your energy.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's really good advice. And yeah, on the healing diet, it's pretty simple and basic. There's only a short list of foods that you're able to eat, but because of that, it's very effective. It does give your digestion a break, and it allows you to heal your body. Allows your body to heal itself, and that's why it's so important to be able to get to that point where you can safely be on that healing diet and not to rush into it. I just want to stress really strongly,
Mhm.
do not rush into the healing diet because if you do, you might get really rapid detoxification. And if you're not sure, then speak to someone about what you're doing, because you don't want to, just find yourself in a pretty bad state
Mhm.
by yourself.
Yeah, and one question was specifically on the cooked food, if it's okay to eat cooked food
Hmm.
for lunch on the healing diet.
Hmm. Hmm.
And for me, it was in the beginning, I tried to rush into like eating so many fruits and
Hmm.
raw foods.
Hmm.
But then I had to actually go back and increase the cooked foods. So depending like where you are
Hmm.
right now, if you're just starting out,
Hmm.
just
Yeah.
start with more cooked meals in the beginning and then slowly increase
Hmm.
the fruits.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. And it's hard to tell, because we don't know what your situation is like currently. For some people,
exactly. Yeah.
they might need a bit more cooked food to start off with. Other people, they do better with more raw food in their diet and more fruits. So, that's very difficult in a forum like this to try and give any personalized advice. But
Mm.
again, if you need some personalized advice, you should talk to someone who knows what they're doing and has helped a lot of people heal. So that's my advice. But yeah, I mean, definitely, you on the healing diet, it should be 2 fruit meals when you're properly on the healing diet. But the process
Yeah.
to get there is different for each person, and it depends on your symptoms and a whole lot of other factors as well.
Cool. Yeah. So maybe one more question. So the
Mm.
one thing a lot of people were asking if I would still have issues or how is my digestion right
Mm-hmm.
now. And so it's been a year now since I started the healing program, and
Mm.
I yeah, so I don't have any issues, any symptoms of disease or anything. So it's actually, I feel much better than even before I had
Mm.
colitis. And what was really exciting for me to see is how much more energy I have throughout my day, um,
Mm.
from changing not only the diet, but my whole lifestyle kind of slowly changed as well.
Mm.
So the diet is just made for giving you a lot of energy, as it really eases your digestion. And in terms of my digestion, I have very regular bowel movements every day, and not no more big bloating issues that I had
Mm.
before. Things with people with IBS experience. You know, I had a lot of um, burping, bloated stomach, gas, a really hard belly, or things like this. And I
Mm.
don't really have these things anymore. And my belly is not kind of like deciding or controlling my life anymore. So I can do all the things I want, and
Mm.
that's a really, really good feeling. Like the life quality is just so much increases.
Mm.
And like after healing, um, your goal is just to get rid of the symptoms, obviously, and then once you feel better, you can also focus again on other things like increasing your fitness again, your exercise, increasing your just the things you do in life, right? And
Mm-hmm.
also emotionally, you get much stronger, I would say, from doing this journey and just discovering so much about yourself, your body. You just feel much more empowered, and that's
Yeah.
just a really good feeling.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
And congratulations to you, because you had to work really hard to get this health. It doesn't come easy, and
Yes. Yeah.
you put in the hard work, and you are now reaping the rewards. And yes,
Mm-hmm.
it's the case with all our clients who can stay with a healthy way of eating. They don't get symptoms again. That's what happens if you go
Yes.
outside the guidelines, if you don't eat the right way, if you follow a lifestyle that's going to cause you problems again, then yeah, things won't work as well. But it's your whole lifestyle. It's not just your food as well. So um, I
Exactly.
think
And I think that was really helpful for going through this program with you as well. You have so
mm,
much experience with people who do this lifestyle also for long-term success and
mm,
long-term health. And I
mm,
think that was just really valuable to, after the healing phase, to see, okay, now what are the things I want to do to use this approach for my long-term health and
mm,
sustain this lifestyle. So, yeah.
mm. I think there was one more question that I thought was interesting. I think we should answer it. It was about why do doctors promote low carb diets?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that question there was quite an interesting one. And I think the first thing I'd like to say in regards to that question is that doctors don't get nutritional training. So they just go along with whatever's popular at the time. And right now, a lot of the popular opinion is that a low carb diet is what people need to use. And I said opinion because there's no real science behind it. Okay, high meat diet, uh, diet low in carbohydrates, low in fiber, all of this, I guess, popular opinion that's out there today is not backed by any scientific evidence. And so, if you get that kind of nutrition advice from your doctor, you have to ask them, "Where's your training? What kind of training have you had on nutrition to give me this advice?" And the chances are they've maybe done a couple of hours of nutrition training in the in their coursework. So it's not really something that I would take anything too strong. I would like to see, people ask for evidence, scientific studies that back up their position on diet. And
Yes.
we can, as you saw when you started the program, you got all the scientific studies that backed up our position on diet. We don't just say you got to eat this way because, hey, we did it this way, or, so many other people have done it. But yes, that's obviously results are part of the process, but also you need to have backing uh, about what you say. Like you can't just say stuff and not have any peer-reviewed science that backs up your position. So that's something that you need to be thinking of when you talk to your doctor about nutrition. The other thing is doctors are only interested in symptom relief. They don't understand the full cause of why people are getting this. Not all doctors, obviously there's some doctors who are much better trained in understanding nutrition than others, but I guess I would say the vast majority aren't quite yet trained on the causes of where these diseases come from, the lifestyle changes that cause them, and so what they're more focused on is symptom relief. And so when you introduce fiber into your diet with someone who's got digestive problems, you've already got issues with your gut microbiome. The symbiotic relationship with the bacteria is all haywire. And so once you start introducing fiber, the good bacteria starts kicking into action, and then they start producing all of these short-chain fatty acids such as butyrate, and that help with the tightening of the gut lining. But a byproduct of this is that you get gas and you get bloating and you get sometimes you can get diarrhea because the body starts to clean the system. And so doctors, when they see that, they don't understand why that's happening, and so they're going to say, oh, that's increased your symptoms, because as you know, Judith, that's what happens initially. You might get a slight
Yes.
increase in symptoms before it gets better. And as understanding how the doctors work, that's not what they want. They want immediate symptom relief, and you don't get that on this program. You don't get that. So we don't focus on symptom relief, but the doctor will. And so they will tell you to do the opposite of that. So they will tell you to not eat the fiber, don't eat the foods that are high in carbohydrates, and try and. I've heard so many clients tell me the doctor said, I'm just gonna put you on white bread and pasta and some form of meat to block your system. Do you really want that? You know what I mean? Do you really want your system to be all blocked up, or do you want it to be working properly?
Yeah.
And so that's the
I
reason
mean, yeah,
why.
it can be so confusing because you hear so many different things and opinions, and
Mm,
yeah, as Shukul, as you said, these things might have like a short-term symptom relief, but
mm,
yeah, we're interested in obtaining our health for long term, obviously, and healing
yes.
our body really. So
Mm,
just think about what are the things that will set me up for health in the
mm,
long term.
yep. I guess when you're looking for someone to work with, or you're looking for information around healing your gut, ask for the scientific evidence. Ask for the scientific evidence that backs up their position on nutrition, specifically around IBD. Okay, where are the studies that show that this actually works? Uh, Ask them for results. Look at, are they selling anything on their website? Is there nutrition supplements or other types of things that people are trying to sell? All of these things should be used to make up your decision. And I think definitely you need to be looking at something that's going to give you long-term relief. So what we say is take the short-term grief, take the short-term symptoms, so that you can have long-term relief and enjoy a happy, healthy life like what Judith is now enjoying. I think that's all for the questions for today.
Yes, so
Yeah,
those were the big ones, yes. And
yeah.
yeah, I'm happy, if you have any more questions or follow-up
Mm.
ones, just reach out to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so happy to answer any messages and reply to
Yeah,
you. So it's really yeah, important to me to share my experience and help you all.
absolutely. And I think we're looking at making this a regular kind of segment on our channel. So I'm sure Judith will be back on again as well. So if you have other questions specifically for Judith, maybe in a few weeks we can do another one of these videos and She can also answer the
Yeah.
questions at the end, but also, you know, ask her on Instagram, ask us on Instagram, or send us an email. If you want a free 30-minute consultation, you know, why don't you go to the website, High Carb Health, and just fill in the health survey. And, you know, you can have a chat to us. No obligation, 30-minute chat with either me or Shamiz. So, yeah, I guess
Nice.
that's
Yeah.
the end of this
Always happy
video.
to
uh,
chat.
Thank you so much for joining me here, Judith. You know, again, I'll say this so many times. I'm just so excited that you've got your life back and that you're living a life without colitis. And it's just really
Nice.
happy
Thanks.
to see you, you know, happy and healthy. And now sharing your experience with other people, I think that's so important that, you know, we talk about this disease, because it's not talked about very often at all, and people try and hide behind it. So thank you for
Yeah.
sharing your experiences as well. For
Yeah.
everyone,
Sure. Hope to inspire.
and you are. So for everyone watching this video, thank you so much for tuning in. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button, and the little bell icon will notify you of new videos from High Carb Health. Once again, thank you so much for joining, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.